Alright, if you're interested in learning how to clean up your wires before you do the install, let me go ahead and show it to you right here. So everything is pre-connected. This is a continuation of the video I just did right before this, which is how to connect your interface and all the wires that comes with it. So everything is connected right now. First, you want to go ahead and undo all these ties that comes with the kit. Okay, so remove all these ties. Put this USB extension wire away for now because we don't need it for this purpose. Go ahead and disconnect all this. Okay, I'm gonna also put away my interface in our CarPlay box for now. So let's first start off by identifying the connectors that's going to be connected to the vehicle, which is going to be this, this, and this. These three, okay? So as you can see here, we have this main harness connected to this long wire. Okay, let's go ahead and separate this to the side. And we also have another wire right here with this connector. This one goes behind the monitor. And we also have this mic wire, okay? This mic wire and this other long wire that connects to our interface, these will go together because both of these wires are going to be routed to behind the glove box. Let me go ahead and just slightly tape it just so we identify that they're going to be together. And then all the way to the other side over here, okay, this mic is going to continue to follow. I'm just going to tape these together lightly, and it's going to continue all the way back here, and it will split eventually because this will go to the CarPlay box while this goes to the interface. Okay, really just tape it like here. Okay, and then you'll notice that this particular harness I mentioned before, we're not going to be using these two RCA and also this green and blue wire, so I'm also going to just put them away. Most likely you won't have these 4 wires, so you don't have to deal with it and you'll have a cleaner look than this. You do want this OSD controller exposed just in case we need to do any sort of a firmware update or we need to get into the interface box for some setting. So go ahead and leave this out. So what we're gonna do after we plan everything out is we're going to add a wire loom to all this. 3/8 of an inch wire loom all the way here, even to this area because the 1/4 inch is a little too thin. And then let me go ahead and include another harness, which is this aux harness. This will connect to the vehicle, which has these 2 RCA connectors, and we already connected to this 3.5mm jack. Since this wire is also going to be routed behind the glove box, we are going to join this connection here with the rest of the main harness. We have to give a little slack because there are some distance between these 2 connectors behind the radio. Actually goes like this. Then let me just tape this here just so I could keep them together. And then we also want to tape up our RCA cables just so it doesn't get disconnected. And at the same time so the left and the right channels will not touch. Although it shouldn't because of the space between it, but just in case. Alright, so next let's go ahead and grab our video cable. Okay, these 2 blue cables here are what's going to be connected to behind the monitor. If you follow these 2 wires here, the red and black, that goes from the main harness. You'll notice that it goes to this connector here. And this connector is what's going to also be connected to your monitor. So let's put together all the connectors that's going to be connected to behind the monitor like this. And then the other side of this cable, which at the end has this 2-pin connector, is actually going to be routed to behind the glove box. Just give about maybe a few inches, maybe about 6 inches length between it. Okay, and then we are going to just mark it. We're going to use a wire loom, 3/8 of an inch, to loom all this together, all the way down to around this area. Once it gets behind the glove compartment, these 2 will split. These 2 video cables are going to connect to the interface while this connects to the Apple CarPlay. We are not going to place the HDMI wire in any loom or the USB extension cable, so I'm just going to place this aside for now. And now that we know how everything is going to be organized, you can either use a wire loom or you can also just use a Tessa tape and just wrap them around, or even use an electric tape and wrap it around to organize it. But for us, we're going to use a wire loom, so let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so we completed organizing this main harness side. Now let's work on the harness that goes to the monitor. Okay, and then now let's wire loom from the monitor all the way to the glove compartment. Alright, so now that we finished looming our wires and organizing it, let me just go over how everything's going to be connected now. So this is our main harness. It's going to go behind your radio, and this connector is going to connect to the connector that connected to your radio. So it's basically daisy chaining it. Same for this one, it goes behind the radio, and whatever connector was going into the radio is going to connect into this. And after we connect these two, this main thick wire here is what we are going to route to behind the glove box, and we can do so by going behind the radio and off to the side. This piece right here is going to be routed to the monitor. And how do we do this? We go behind the radio, we go to the right towards the glove box. There's a big open area, and then we're going to go straight up to behind the monitor area. And then from behind the monitor, you'll have this thicker wire loom set of cables and wires that's going to drop down straight to the glove box area. And then now we're going to be done connecting the radio and the monitor side. And what do we have afterwards are basically these wires right here that's going to be placed behind the glove box area. And what do we do with these wires? We go ahead and grab our interfaces and our CarPlay box. Okay, we'll start off with the CarPlay box. Connect the main one right here, and then the connector that's labeled out will go on the inside, and then the one that's labeled in will go on the outside like this. And then this other 2-pin wire over here will connect to the CarPlay box like that. All these wires and cables are what came from the monitor. And then we'll also find these two 3.5 millimeter jacks. The one with one wire is the mic cable. The mic cable will go to the USB side, like that. And the other cable with 2 wires will go to the HDMI side, like this. And now we just need to connect our HDMI cable, which will go from our CarPlay box to the interface. Okay. And after these are connected, all we have to do is connect our USB extension cable right here. I'm gonna connect into this side, and then we're going to route this cable to wherever you desire that you want to plug your phone into. Okay, and after you have everything connected, we are going to find area to mount these two interfaces. You can put them together like this and double side tape it somewhere. That's available, okay? And you might have to do a little bit more wire cleaning once everything is mounted. And on top of that, don't forget to configure the volume level on your CarPlay box. That's done by going into locating this connector here. It's on the USB side, and once you locate this, inside here you'll find that there's 2 little openings. The one that's closest to your mic, you're gonna use a little pin, press it, hold it for 3 seconds while everything is connected, and you'll see on the screen the CarPlay setting, and you're gonna configure the volume level all to 56. Alright, well that concludes our little wire cleanup tutorial. If you have any questions, leave a comment below or shoot us an email at info@bsonicusa.com. Thank you.